What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today, did you hear the bell? That means we are on another Market Watch. So let's dive into this video, talk about all the fun shenanigans, maybe some cards you want to keep on your radar, and without further ado, let's dive into this video and talk about it. So first off, we have All Force Digimon Zero. So this card is on a steady up climb. The foil version, that's a little harder to get, did see a spike to $10 once they announced the VMon support from BT11. But what's really nice is that it's at like 70 cents right now, but isn't on a upwards climb. To be honest with you, as more and more events happen in Japan and we see what the deck can do, and more people are testing out videos related to this, you might want to make sure you might have a small playset. They are going to get eventually harder to find, but that is just something to keep yourself ahead of the game. Make sure, I know these were very easy to get, but now they might be a little harder to get eventually. On the Europe side, about 2 cents for the non-foils. I'm guessing the foil is a little more expensive on their side. Then, let's talk about Magnamon alternate art. Let this card dip. To be honest with you, it's starting to show falling down, and the reason for that is because of the new Premier Set 3, the one that has Magna Angemon, Omnimon, Imperial Dramon, Craniumon, you know, the works, like, and War Greymon like that. Just something to just think about. Because again, what's the reason if you can go buy the box set for $100, you get a lot more for your bang for your buck for that $50 card that you are hunting. So I don't see any justification of buying this card. I can expect this to probably fall down into the $20 range again. And that's just because once that hits shelves and stuff like that, this is no longer the high rarity and people are going to just try to move these. So looking like $48 euros, which now the euro is a little bit higher than the dollar, so it's back to being this weird fluctuation of like 49, I would say like $49 on their side, so they're going to be a little more expensive. Magna Angemon on our side, it's about 40 bucks and it's going down. Do not buy. I really recommend and strongly disagree with buying into this card. If you are willing to spend $40 already, go spend an extra $60, get yourself more product. Yes, you won't be able to play it right now, but maybe down the line you wanted to get one anyway. That might be your best bet. And especially with the holidays coming around, maybe go like, hey, ask that rich family member, pick me up that premium box. Like, I really want to have it for Christmas. It might not get to you till March, but it's not a bad deal. $34 roughly, that's not bad. War Greymon alternate art from, you know, back in BT01, the special booster. This card is on a downslope, and that's because multiple reasons. One, Premier box, and we are getting closer to BT10, which has all the nice, fancy, beautiful cards that we want to talk about. And that is that they also have box toppers from the starter deck, and one of them is this card in a different art, and it's foiled. It's an alternate art, so it'll give people variety, and because this is from an older set, it's going to be one of those things that people are going to choose what one's max rarity, which one's not, and I can't give you your choice opinion. I like this art more, but that's just me. Looking at 35 euros, actually 36 euros, not terrible. Systemon Blanc alternate arts are holding up in the $37 range, and it's climbing. Something about this, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't highly recommend this alternate art. Don't pick it up right now. There is the pre-release stamp version, which is technically mid-art, mid-range and stuff like that. If you want to have a little bit higher rarity in your deck, that might be your best bet for now, and just wait for this to just teeter down a bit, cool off, because you never know how things happen, and the moment you have something like this, it's not good to invest on the high. Maybe invest on the low. So looking at 14 euros, $15 roughly, I would give it. Metal Greymon from the Premier Deck Set Lucky Pack. This card is holding in the 21 range right now. Give it another couple weeks. To be honest with you, this card will probably fall into the $17 range, and that's where it's going to probably be beneficially sitting, and then probably trickle down because nobody's really playing the card, nobody's really hunting the card. So it's a really powerful card, and the only real deck that it wants to be played in is Machine Dramon at the moment, so that's just kind of something to think about. 10 euros on the Europe side. Beelzemon alternate art has saw a small buyout, or being bought out. So with that, it is pretty expensive now. This one was kind of hunt. I would not be surprised. This one is going to be a mandatory 4 of in any Beelzemon deck going forwards, just because it wants the mill. Everything in that deck wants some sort of mill. This card lets you play an Impmon for free, sets you up more. You know, there's just so much value in this card. It's not even funny, so I expect this to be high. Its counterpoint is that its lower rarity is about $2. So that's just another food for thought there if you guys are trying to build the deck. I also made a price guide with Beelzemon on yesterday's video, so definitely go check that out. We're looking at 30 euros, 30 bucks. Not terrible. Madoki Beta is about $21. To be honest with you, just let this card come down. I know people are buying this in that range, but I don't see any justification for you to just keep buying this at this price. The thing about it is you have like $20 here. I think it's going to hold for 20 for a bit. And then once we get into a format where Madoki Beta is more highly coveted, I expect it to climb up, but it'll start probably trickle down a little bit more. Pick it up around when it's 15. I don't see it going any lower than 15, but I can see it going higher depending on the meta it's called in, and especially because people want to max rarity their stuff. But the other thing about this is you can pick up the common rarity for it, still cheap. It's nothing to break the bank. So about 20 euros. I see it there. Alphamon or Yukin from X Record. If you still want to play a good deck in the format that's going to hold for a little bit more, this is still the deck for you. I don't know if we're going to see Alphamon get hit here. Not for a while. I don't see another ban list happening until January. So I really doubt we're going to see anything now. You know what I mean? There's no benefit in doing a ban list, so I think Alphamon's safe for a little bit. I wouldn't see a ban list in December. Doesn't make sense. January kind of fits the bill. You know? Looking at it, 10 euros. Not terrible. 10 bucks. Omnimon alternate art as Mira art. It's slowly getting bought out. It's literally 2 cards away from hitting a $20 mark, and this card will probably keep climbing that way, and that's just how this card's going to be. It's a fantastic card, don't get me wrong, and it's going to see competitive play, and it's just, there's multiple arts too that you can pick from, but people seem to prefer this art. So you're looking at 10 euros. I don't hate it. It's pretty solid there. About 11 bucks. Gamamon from Official Tournament Pack Volume 5. Just let this card. Do not buy into it. To be honest with you, by the time Gamamon has a fantastically nutty deck, they're going to either reprint this card as a box topper of some sort, because they're not going to, if this card is mandatory in the deck, they do have a way of reprinting stuff before that, or by the time it matters, it's gonna be a new better version will be out. So I don't justify this card at the price. I think you really should not be buying this at this price. There's just no point. The card is being overly hyped, and this kind of happened after Mario's video post. So just don't go buying into this hype. I really don't suggest that. Looking at 3 euros, $3. That's kind of where I expect him to be. That's about it. Garurumon Promo 07. This card is $11. And that's good, actually. After this card had a high-end stuff, seeing it at 11, holding in the $10 range, 11 range, not bad. And especially since this deck is still competitively viable going into the next format, and even further down the lines, I don't see this deck never not being good. The deck is just going to be always good. The reason why it doesn't see much play in Japan is because there's always the restriction on this deck so much that this card is banned, and so is its counterpart. And you want to make sure you have that. So just be wise with your money here. €5, not terrible. Fly Bullet, Premier deck set. This card is at $24. You know what? I can actually get behind $24. People are opening these things in the drones and stuff like that. Is it going to be a little pricier? Yes, because this card is going to be coveted. People are selling that Premier deck set at like $150. Don't buy that. Just a highly recommendation. Don't buy that. But we have Premier deck set. Solid there. Looking at it, you know, €20. Not bad. TK alternate art from starter deck 12 Jessamon. If I remember correctly, you get all 6 in the starter deck, so you should be having a full playset anyway. But starter deck 12 TK, get your foil on. You know, $6 isn't terrible, but it's gonna come down. To be honest with you, just buy starter decks at this point. If you're gonna be spending this much money anyway, just go buy the starter decks. It's just not worth your time if you spend it like that. Tai Kamiya's from special starter deck 11, special entry pack. To be honest with you, this card is going to be the higher payout. This card can't hold the value here much longer, especially what people are waiting for its like other card art here is they want to know what the pull rate is. If the new tie is higher pull rate and a lot easier to get your hands on, expect this one to drop like to 15 maybe, while this one will hold the $20 mark. On the Europe side, €24. I see it there. Tai Kamiya pre-release stamp is still coming down. I mean, regular release special booster. So, not pre-release stamp. There's no pre-release stamp. Looking at $14 coming down. Expect this to keep coming down. People are going to try to move this now because we have the foiled. And that's proper. Like, I expect how it's going to be 20, 15, 10. I kind of see that kind of bridge there. It's good for the people that have been waiting for the ties. Because either you pull the tie from the box or you're going to be buying the single ties. One of those two is going to be the variables you're going to be doing, and I think that's your best bet. And then you're looking at €13. Ain't terrible there. Tie from the starter deck is $5. If you are hunting this tie, just buy a couple starter decks, to be honest with you, because you get so much more value out of it. Davis. Remember Davis being that $20 card? Look at him now. He is now half the price because his counterpart is about $20. €7, $7. But right now they're trying to do pre-sale on him for $20. Don't recommend it. Don't waste your time on it. Not valued. Because just buy a starter deck, you'll get it. Matt Ishida alternate art, $6. Don't buy it. Izzy, $8. Don't buy it. Really, please don't buy it. I don't want you guys to lose money. Ken is about $7. Like, buy starter decks. Get yourself your playsets. Greymon starter deck, Gaia Red. Look at this card. From that $20 mark to finally getting cooled off around 16. It's really awesome to see this. It's been a long time running for a lot of fans that have been waiting for this card to be cheaper. So I'm glad to see it there. So, about €6. Not terrible. Upamon. Upamon is on an up climb right now, and that's the reason for this is because Blue Flare really wants this at a full play set. Outside of that, no reason past that. It's at a $9 card. It's going to trickle up more and more because Blue Flare is stated to be really good, but then once we get past that, we should be fine. Let me fix this. This was the wrong Upamon. BT1 Upamon. So Upamon on the Europe side is about €6. Not terrible. Judgment on the Blade is about $4. I see that acceptable, actually. I have no objection for it. Maybe it comes down to like 3. Well, I mean, even 2 wouldn't be bad. Lady Devi from the release, she's still trying to hold this $5 card. Like, I get it, but she doesn't see competitive play much at all in any deck right now. She's still a good tech, but we're going to see this card probably try to get pushed down more and more. People are buying it at the $5 range. It's not terrible, but I don't think you guys should be wasting your money on this. About €4. Ain't terrible. Leomon. The reason why I'm going to be talking about Leomon right now is you might want to have a small hand on this card. You have a couple of them because I noticed there are going to probably be Leomon decks that are going to be playing the All Force in it to really finally have a game finisher in it. So it's just something to look at, possibly. Leomon is one of those cards, if you want to max rarity, maybe have a small, pick up like 2 copies of it. So like $7 isn't terrible. So Kuyamon, I'm really hoping this card comes down more. We're holding at a $4, like a $6 card range. It's not terrible, but I expect it to come down more. €6 isn't terrible. Pangeamon. So this card is on Leomon hot take here. Make sure you have your playset of this one. This is the pre-release stamp. This is the X antibody. It's smart to have this because they did get some support in BT11. So something to look at. So I don't want you guys being caught unaware about it. So on the Europe side, it's like $1. I don't hate it. Leomon from Digital Hazard, the regular art, is holding in the $2 range. That's not terrible. I expect it to probably stay in that $2, $3 range for a little bit. But if the deck starts getting traction in the Europe side, expect this to start trickling up, especially because of how close it is to between sets that it actually gets really good. Looking at $2 on the Europe side, not terrible. The reason I'm bringing up Craniumon alternate art is you might want to either sell out your copies, because if you're buying the premium collection, that is going to be what you're really hunting. It has another really awesome art looking. But something I want to bring up too is there's always a reason to reprint something. There's never a not. I mean, yes, there are just picking decks of formats and stuff like that. That could be the reason they're picking it. But maybe there's going to be Craniumon X coming in BT12. So they're trying to make sure that people have an option of getting max rarity. So that's another option path that you might want to think about. Looking at €4, isn't terrible there. Cybergemon alternate art. This is going on my Jessmon tangent when Rio was another card that I talked about. Maybe you want to make sure you have a small playset of this just in case Cybergemon, the whole Rio deck, Justimon actually gets really good support, and then the deck is really coveted. So just pick these up slowly. There's no rush on it. Maybe spend a little bit every couple paychecks. Buy it. Just don't go crazy on it. Looking at €4, $4, not terrible. Pulsemon from DigiFest is actually ticking up slowly, surprising me a little bit. I wasn't expecting more Pulsemon to really be hyped, but I know there are players that are really trying to push Pulsemon as a tier 1 deck with Achillesmon and stuff like that, but I don't know just yet. I need to see more data and see the playstyle. Maybe Pulsemon comes out of left field, but we'll have to see. So just something to keep on your radar here. I know that the hype behind Pulsemon is what's driving the card to be brought up more. So $2 isn't terrible. Pulsemon from the Double Diamond pre-release promotion. Looking at it at a $15 card isn't bad. I think it's very solid to see it at 15. I would never object to it. €7 isn't terrible. $7. Skull Knight Cavalier mode from the pre-release stamped card. This card is already on bought out status. We are at 5 cards and before that, and then we're at no copies left. This card probably will keep holding away from buyout because on buyout status because of players just wanting to have this card. It is going to be played in the Dark Knightmon, and it is a harder card to get your hands on now. On the Europe side, oh man, okay, Skull Knightmon Cavalier mode. Let's fix this up. On the Europe side, about €6 isn't terrible. Mako, remember I told you guys do not invest in Mako. It's starting to pay off. She's coming down more and more. Let her keep falling. I don't see benefit in her right now. The deck does fine, but at the same time, you don't want to be wasting too much funds on it. So, about €9. Not terrible. Pulsemon, Alternar, Double Diamond. This card is seeing a small baby bump on it. It is climbing up slowly. It's at an $8 card from Core. That's not terrible. And it's trying to hold $8. I don't know. This is another card that is getting hype behind it with the Pulsemon deck. So it's just something to keep on your radar when you're trying to build decks and stuff like that, especially with Achillesmon. You don't know what's going to happen with that deck. So we're looking at €3. Not terrible. So guys, what did you think of this Market Watch? Let me know down in the comments. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. Leave a emoji. Like, that's just going to help promote the video. Even if you guys don't have anything to say, leave an emoji down below in the comments. Just let me know that you liked the video or something like that. Just let me know. So guys, without further ado, remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!